We turn our attention now to another developing story. It's yet another bombshell by the US President Donald Trump over the USAID controversy, as he calls it a mere kickback scheme. The American president has said that many of these cases, anytime they have no idea what they're talking about, that means that there is a kickback, because nobody has any idea about what's going on. That's his claim. The USAID Inspector General's office regularly investigates allegations of corruption, and people have been fined or jailed for participation in kickback schemes. So Donald Trump, of course, a couple of days ago did in fact talk about USAID and its alleged involvement in India, even talking about the possibility of wanting to get somebody elected. He's pretty much reiterated the allegations that have been leveled against USAID with respect to funding in connection with elections in India. So that's a reiteration on his part, and the Bharatiya Janata Party in particular has latched on to these claims and made some serious allegations about what they suspect could possibly be instances of malpractice, perhaps even sabotage. Now, amid the entire political storm over the alleged foreign meddling, the BJP and the Congress are locked in a fierce war of words. The Congress has cited a media report claiming that USAID has made grants to Bangladesh, calling it a proof of the Congress's stance. Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party has dismissed these allegations, stating that they are completely baseless and made without verification. The debate has now intensified from both sides, who are doubling down on their claims. The Congress appeared to be indicating, latching on to that particular media report, that the $21 million that was supposed to have been allocated towards India was instead allocated to Bangladesh. That's the claim that the report has made, that the Congress appears to now be giving credibility to. The Bharatiya Janata Party has now hit back at the opposition amid this political face-off over USAID funding, asserting that the American President Donald Trump was not confusing India with Bangladesh. So that's a rejoinder. The party also claims the funds were used to sustain deep state assets, quote unquote, and accused the opposition of trying to deflect from the revelations that were originally made by the Department of Government Efficiency. Citing Trump's remarks on kickbacks, the Bharatiya Janata Party has now escalated its attack, making sure the controversy very much remains alive. Let's listen to what Donald Trump said.
$21 million for voter turnout in India. Why are we caring about India turnout? We got enough problems. We want our own turnout, don't we? Can you imagine all that money going to India? I wonder what they think when they get it. Now, it's a kickback scheme. You know, it's not like they get it and they spend. They kick it back to the people that send it, I would say, in many cases. Many of these cases, anytime you have no idea what we're talking about, that means there's a kickback, because nobody has any idea what's going on there. $29 million to strengthen.
So that's the second public appearance that Donald Trump has made, where he's made a public statement with respect to the claim that was made by the Department of Government Efficiency, headed by Elon Musk, that $21 million had been allocated by USAID for voter turnout related matters in India. Now, many, of course, latched on to that particular claim to suggest that in the build-up to the elections that took place, there might have been attempts on the part of USAID to influence the outcome of the elections. Donald Trump even ended up saying that there may have been a possibility of trying to elect somebody. That's what he seemed to be suggesting. And even amid a report that's been published in the news media that appeared to be contradicting some of these claims, that the money intended to be allocated was not towards India but instead to Bangladesh, now there appears to be a doubling down on the original charge by Donald Trump and also the BJP. The BJP has now said that the newspaper report is fake. They've also said that the article ignores a very important reference, and that is to the 2012 MOU that was signed between IFES and the Election Commission back then. Let me go across to Mohit Bhatt. Mohit, this is now increasingly getting complicated. You have the original claim made by the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, about the $21 million funding pertaining to voter turnouts in India. Then you have Donald Trump basically backing that claim and saying there might have been an attempt to get somebody elected. Then you have a newspaper report that comes out this morning that says that the $21 million that's being spoken about was actually intended for Bangladesh and not for India. Then you have Donald Trump once again saying that no, the $21 million is pertaining to India. What were they really thinking of? Why is anyone caring about allocating $21 million to elections in India? The BJP has now called that newspaper report fake. This is the chronology of events. It's increasingly getting even more muddled as we speak. Tell us about what's happening and who is to be believed.
Well, Siddhant, you see, it's a massive political controversy that has blown out. Now, it all started with the Department of Exchequer coming out of the US saying that how $21 million were being sent to India for voter turnout. So this was the social media post on X which came out. Now, after that, we saw that how Donald Trump also stated that $21 million are being given to India for voter turnout, why this money was being given. And it seems that there was a plan behind this to elect somebody else. Now, after that, we have seen that how BJP latched onto it and attacked the opposition party, saying that the USAID money came to various political parties, several NGOs, which were working on the behest of the deep state of the USA. And the BJP said that these same NGOs, these same political parties work on the behest of Soros of the US deep state to destabilize the country and to remove Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the power. Now, the BJP has cited various interviews of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and BJP cited the interview of Times Now with our group editor-in-chief, Navika Kumar, where Prime Minister also spoke about the foreign interference in Indian elections. So that was just at the time of 2024 Lok Sabha election. Now we see that how the Congress party then cited a report saying that the money that the Department of Government Efficiency spoke about, or Donald Trump spoke about, was not meant for India but for Bangladesh. And then today again we saw that how Donald Trump again made the statement saying that it seems that these $21 million were being given to India. There was certain kind of kickback that was behind it. Now the BJP has come out. Amit Malviya, the IT cell head of the BJP, has slammed the newspaper report saying that they have conveniently sidestepped the 2012 Memorandum of Understanding between Election Commission of India under leadership of S.Y. Qureshi and IFES,
Mohit,
which is
let me just
International
interrupt you
Foundation
for a moment, because this is a controversy that's getting even more complicated. Now, you had an opportunity to interview Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, a former union minister as well, who's talked about the USAID controversy. Let's listen into that interaction.
We're right now being joined by former union minister and senior BJP leader Rajiv Chandrasekhar. So there's a massive controversy over the USAID and how Donald Trump, the US president, had also spoken about that, how exactly $21 million were being given to India for voter turnout. And again, he has reiterated the same. But the Congress party is citing a news report saying that the money was not meant for India but for Bangladesh, and they're attacking the government. But Donald Trump has again reiterated the same. How do you see this?
Look, the Congress party obviously knows a lot more about this than they want to divulge, and therefore there will be all this spinning and obfuscation that they will try and creating a cloud and haze around this question. But the question is a very important question that every Indian deserves an answer for, which is, how is this Congress party, or how are these NGOs associated with the Congress party? And how are people like George Soros associated with the Congress party? How is the Chinese government associated with the Congress party, all funneling money into India in the name of democracy and in the name of protecting democracy and voter turnout? This is for the Congress party to explain. Why is it that during the UPA, there was a large amount of money given by the same USAID organization to the Indian government, and that money to the Indian government came down after 2014, and instead monies to unnamed NGOs went up in India? Why is the Congress party's Rajiv Gandhi Foundation receiving money from the Chinese embassy? These are all questions. And the fact that during 2022, the money, this so-called money, peaked in 2022. At the same time, Rahul Gandhi launched his Bharat Jodo Yatra Notanki. He started heightening this conversation about India's democracy being at peril. Doesn't this all seem like a concerted conspiracy to undermine India? And we all know, and I've said this many times, we all know this, that the last 10 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, as he has grown and expanded India, we have always known that there will be forces outside that is trying to slow down India, trying to undermine India. Was Rahul Gandhi a linchpin in the conspiracy to undermine Indian democracy? Now, this is a legitimate question, given the evidence that is there, given the actions, given his own talk about democracy and the timing of his movement, that people of India need to know. I am not the government of India, but as a citizen of India, I feel that this is something very, very wrong. That there are people in India who have, based on the trust that people have given them of this country and have been repeatedly voted, their family, their grandmother, the mother, that party today is being asked questions about why is it that foreign funding for things like voter turnout and democracy came to certain NGOs at a time when their leader was going and talking about this globally and internationally. And this is...
So that was Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former union minister, talking to my colleague Mohit Bhatt on the USAID controversy. We'll slip into a short break right now. Lots more lined up on the other side. Stay tuned.
Breaking news.